Hey, Chiefs Kingdom. Buckle up because this one is wild. Word just dropped from inside ESPN's draft circles, and it's huge. According to trusted sources close to the front office, the Kansas City Chiefs' primary target heading into the 2025 NFL Draft has officially leaked. And no, it's not a wide receiver. Not a defensive playmaker either. It's a left tackle. Yeah, you heard that right. Even after signing Jalen Moore earlier this offseason, the Chiefs are far from done rebuilding that offensive line. The front office sees a serious need for depth, and more importantly, elite protection for the franchise quarterback. And let's be honest, who can blame them? When you've got Patrick Mahomes under center, his protection isn't just a luxury, it's mission critical. Now here's the thing, Jalen Moore is solid. He brings versatility and experience, but the coaching staff doesn't see him as a long-term blindside anchor. They're reportedly looking for someone who can lock down that left tackle spot for the next decade. Someone young, athletic, and with the upside to match Mahomes' prime. That's why this draft suddenly became a whole lot more important than we thought. And this leaked plan shows just how aggressive Brett Veach is willing to be. He's not playing it safe. He's not settling. The Chiefs want a future star to solidify that O-line once and for all, and they're eyeing him with pick 31. Now I want to know what you think. Is protecting Mahomes still the #1 mission for this franchise? If you say yes, go ahead and smash that like button right now. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you're subscribed and that little bell icon is on. We're on a mission to hit 4,000 subscribers, and your support gets us one step closer to that goal. Next up, we're diving into the name that's got Brett Veach's full attention. A player with national championship pedigree and some question marks too. Stick around. All right, Chiefs fans, let's talk about the name that's setting off fireworks in the war room at Arrowhead. Josh Simmons, offensive tackle out of Ohio State. Now, Simmons isn't just any prospect. He was a key part of the Buckeyes' 2024 national title run, holding down the left side of the line against some of the nastiest pass rushers in college football. The dude is an athletic freak, standing 6'6", weighing over 300 pounds, and moving like a tight end. Scouts are in love with his feet, his punch, and his natural bend. On paper, he's a top 15 talent. So why? Might he be available at pick 31? 2 words. Injury concerns. Simmons tore a pectoral muscle during pre-draft training, and that's caused some hesitation around the league. He might miss part of the offseason, and teams with immediate needs are backing off. But not Kansas City. According to sources, Brett Veach and Andy Reid aren't afraid of the red flag. They believe Simmons will be fully ready by training camp, and they see the long-term upside as worth the risk. And let's not forget, the Chiefs have done this before. They drafted Trey Smith in the 6th round because of medical concerns, and look how that turned out. If anyone knows how to turn draft day gambles into gold, it's this front office. But it's not just about replacing Donovan Smith or creating competition. Simmons could be the next franchise tackle. Imagine Mahomes having a guy like that protecting his blind side for the next 8 to 10 years. That's dynasty-level thinking right there. Of course, not everyone agrees. Some fans are saying we should go wide receiver, maybe defense. Others are cautious about taking another offensive lineman coming off injury. So I've got to ask you, would you take Josh Simmons at pick 31? All right, Chiefs fans, let's talk about the name that's setting off fireworks in the war room at Arrowhead. Josh Simmons, offensive tackle out of Ohio State. Now, Simmons isn't just any prospect. He was a key part of the Buckeyes' 2024 national title run, holding down the left side of the line against some of the nastiest pass rushers in college football. The dude is an athletic freak, standing 6'6", weighing over 300 pounds and moving like a tight end. Scouts are in love with his feet, his punch, and his natural bend. On paper, he's a top 15 talent. So why might he be available at pick 31? 2 words, injury concerns. Simmons tore a pectoral muscle during pre-draft training, and that's caused some hesitation around the league. He might miss part of the offseason, and teams with immediate needs are backing off. But not Kansas City. According to sources, Brett Veach and Andy Reid aren't afraid of the red flag. They believe Simmons will be fully ready by training camp, and they see the long-term upside as worth the risk. And let's not forget, the Chiefs have done this before. They drafted Trey Smith in the 6th round because of medical concerns, and look how that turned out. If anyone knows how to turn draft day gambles into gold, it's this front office. But it's not just about replacing Donovan Smith or creating competition. Simmons could be the next franchise tackle. Imagine Mahomes having a guy like that protecting his blind side for the next 8 to 10 years. That's dynasty-level thinking right there. Of course, not everyone agrees. Some fans are saying we should go wide receiver, maybe defense. Others are cautious about taking another offensive lineman coming off injury. So I've got to ask you, would you take Josh Simmons at pick 31? Type Y for yes, take the risk. Type N for no, play it safe. Let's see where the kingdom stands on this one. Coming up next, we'll break down how Jalen Moore, Simmons, and even Jawaan Taylor could form a new-look offensive line. One that's flexible, versatile, and built to keep Mahomes clean through January. Stick with me. Now that we've talked about Jalen Moore and Josh Simmons, let's look at the big picture. How these two potential additions could reshape the Chiefs' offensive line heading into 2025. Last season, the line had its ups and downs. Joe Thuney was elite. Creed Humphrey was his usual dominant self, and Trey Smith, a bulldozer. But the tackle situation? That's where things got dicey. Donovan Smith, while serviceable, struggled with penalties and consistency. Jawaan Taylor had moments but led the league in flags. The Chiefs need stability and athleticism on the outside, and that's where Simmons and Moore come in. Let's run through a potential scenario. LT, Josh Simmons. If healthy, Simmons has all the tools to start day one. He's got long arms, quick feet, and college experience at the highest level. LG, Joe Thuney, Mr. Reliable. No explanation needed. C, Creed Humphrey. Lock him in with a pen. He's not going anywhere. RG, Trey Smith. Still one of the nastiest run blockers in the NFL. RT, Jalen Moore. This could be the sneaky part. Moore has experience at both tackle spots. With his quickness and understanding of angles, he might push Jawaan Taylor at right tackle, or even replace him if Taylor doesn't clean up the penalties. This setup gives Mahomes something he didn't always have last year, a pocket he can trust from every direction. And let's be real, if you give Pat time, the league's in trouble. We saw it in the Super Bowl. That second-half comeback, built on clean protection and smart play calling. And there's more to it, versatility. If one guy goes down, you've got swing depth. Moore can move inside. Simmons could slide to the right. Even a guy like Prince Tega Wanogho or Lucas Niang could rotate in. The front office isn't just building a line, they're building an adaptable unit. But here's a question for you, Chiefs Kingdom. If Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore both pan out, is this the best offensive line Mahomes has ever had? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate it. Next up, we're flipping to the other side of the ball. There's buzz that Kansas City might go defense early in the second round. Veach might be cooking up something sneaky. All right, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's take a sharp turn from the trenches and look at the other side of the ball, defense. Because while all the buzz is about protecting Mahomes, Brett Veach might have a trick up his sleeve for day 2 of the draft. Word out of Kansas City is that the Chiefs are seriously eyeing a defensive back or edge rusher early in the second round. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. This defense was elite last season, but with free agency shakeups and the ever-evolving AFC arms race, you can never have too many playmakers. Let's start with cornerback. The Chiefs traded away L'Jarius Sneed, which was a tough but necessary move to stay under the cap. While Trent McDuffie is still a rising star, there's a need for another boundary corner, especially someone with size and speed. Keep an eye on guys like Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon. He's 6'3", physical, and has that sticky man coverage Veach loves. Or how about Max Melton from Rutgers, underrated, twitchy, and scheme versatile? Now, what if the Chiefs go edge? Look, George Karlaftis took a leap in year 2, Charles Omenihu is solid, and of course Chris Jones is still wrecking interior lines. But you can never have too many pass rushers, especially when you're trying to slow down guys like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and now Caleb Williams in the AFC. One name that keeps popping up, Jonah Ellis from Utah. High motor, bendy, and explosive off the edge. He might slide into the early second round, and if he does, Veach could pull the trigger. Imagine rotating Karlaftis, Ellis, and Omenihu while Jones causes chaos inside. That's a defensive coordinator's dream. Now here's a fun wrinkle. Don't rule out a hybrid pick, someone like Peyton Wilson, the linebacker out of NC State. The dude flies around the field and can cover tight ends. Spags loves versatile defenders, and Wilson screams, Swiss Army knife. So let's settle this, Chiefs fans. If you're Veach in round 2, are you going corner, edge, or linebacker? Vote below. Cornerback, edge rusher, linebacker. So here we are, Chiefs Kingdom. What does all of this mean? The 2025 NFL Draft is the final piece of the puzzle that could propel the Kansas City Chiefs to another level, making them the true dynasty of this era. Think about it. The Chiefs have already dominated the AFC for the past few years. Mahomes is playing at an MVP level, Andy Reid has a game plan for every situation, and the Chiefs have proven they can win big games. But here's the reality. You never stop building. The NFL is full of hungry teams looking to dethrone Kansas City. The Bengals are closing in, the Bills are still formidable, and now the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. But the Chiefs? They're thinking long-term. The smart moves in this draft could extend their window of dominance for another 5 to 7 years. By adding Josh Simmons or Jalen Moore to the offensive line, Veach is putting Mahomes in a better position to dominate. And by drafting a defensive playmaker, whether it's a cornerback, edge, rusher, or linebacker, Veach is ensuring the defense remains elite and continues to create havoc for the league's top quarterbacks. And let's not forget about depth. Depth wins championships. The Chiefs already have talent, but adding these future stars creates a safety net in case of injuries, a problem that has derailed past teams. This draft is about ensuring that the Chiefs remain not just competitive, but head and shoulders above the rest of the AFC. A few key takeaways from this draft. Strategy. The Chiefs' offensive line could become the most formidable in the league, giving Mahomes more time to do what he does best. The defensive side will remain ferocious, with young, dynamic players coming in to continue the legacy of fast, physical football that defines the Chiefs. The long-term vision is clear. The Chiefs aren't just building for this season. They're setting themselves up to dominate the entire decade. So, Chiefs fans, what's your take? How do you think this draft will impact the future? Will we see another Super Bowl in the near future? Tell us your bold predictions for the 2025 Chiefs season in the comments. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our draft coverage. We're counting down to the big day and want you to be part of our journey as we grow. Help us reach our goal of 4,000 subscribers and keep the Chiefs content coming. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for hanging with us. Today, Chiefs Kingdom. We'll be back soon with more coverage leading into the draft. Let's get this.